Dan Williams, Survive Outdoors, welcome. We do wilderness medicine videos if you're new to the channel. So we talk about injuries in the outdoors, how to treat them, whether you're hunting, fishing, camping, bushcrafting, whatever. We also talk about how to prevent injuries, and we do a lot of information on bites, from snakes to ticks to mosquitoes, you name it. So we address all those issues, and from time to time we do some gear reviews. All right, so what are we doing today? We're going to do condiments. Yep, that's right. So I ran across a video on a YouTube guy that was talking about how yellow mustard can not only help the pain, but actually accelerate healing, and then when covered with aluminum foil. All right, so I've been doing medicine for about 40 years, treated hundreds and hundreds of burns from first degree, second degree, third degree. Actually, the third degrees I didn't treat, I just shipped those out. And some of this that he brought up was new, some of it wasn't. But here's the issue. I have a responsibility. I am not telling you how to treat. You know, you see the little disclaimer down below. I make suggestions. This is not medical advice, all that legal mumbo jumbo. But I have a duty, a moral obligation to cause no harm. Now, some of you are going, really, Williams? Mustard on a burn is going to cause harm? All right, well, we're going to talk about it. We're going to get through it. We're going to give you the down and dirty and everything in between. And first of all, what I want to address is on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and all of these places, there are tons of charlatans that are, and charlatans is probably a strong word. There are doctors, MDs, PAs, nurse practitioners, EMTs, paramedics that are trying to explain to you that this treatment is going to work. And sometimes they're right, and sometimes they're not. And it can get a little dangerous right now on the internet and with medicine. So how do you know, how can you ensure, at least increase your percentages, that you're not getting information that is fabricated or some charlatan? All right. And before I start with this, let me just say, the guy on Waypoint Survival, that's his YouTube channel, Waypoint Survival, awesome channel for bushcrafting. The guy does a great job, all right? So I really advise you to check it out and follow his page. Does some good stuff. All right, so how can you ensure your percentages and chances of not falling for something that is wrong or terrible in healthcare? One of the things you want to know is who's running the website. And it takes a little time. Don't just read something or see an advertisement and go, oh my gosh, that's it. The aspirin is going to be the cure-all. Find out who's running it, who's paying for the site. Is it a CDC government site? Find out what their motive is. Are they selling something? Are they trying to push something for you? Do they seem, what is your gut? Does it seem like they really have your best interest in mind? And let me tell you, there could be some really charming individuals. They can flash their diploma up there and go, hey, look, I graduated from this medical school or this PA school. See, you can trust me. It's almost like you're on the internet, you're shopping for used cars. So be careful with that. And the other thing is, one research article does not validate that the treatment is going to work. So I'm just going to take a few seconds here, look at all of these research articles. I'm going to put them up here one by one. I have basically researched the hell out of mustard and aluminum foil and what's in mustard, what's all of this data. You want to make sure the research articles are recent. Anything over 10 years old, probably wouldn't go for it. I run into that all the time at my job in urgent care medicine. So, for example, when I was researching this, you're going to find mustard works fantastic for burns. And one of the websites is the National Museum of Mustard. So, probably wouldn't pull that one into my research pile, right, guys? So I'm looking for objective data. So that's important. The other thing is scientific research. How is that done? It's not just some fly-by-night, we interview 10 people and all of a sudden we have it. It's pretty involved. It's excessively involved, as per this research pyramid I'm going to show you. So when we do research in medicine, we get case reports, then there are controlled studies, there are randomized controlled studies. These things are peer-reviewed. There's double-blind studies, and it just gets finer and finer and finer. And then after years of that, then it's got to get approval. So it's not just some fly-by-night. In researching this, there is no, zero, none, nada, nothing that supports putting mustard on a burn. However, I'm not opposed to natural remedies. Yeah, I practice allopathic medicine. However, when I was out in Arizona, I've talked about this before, I used this plant, greasewood, when I punctured my heel with a pitchfork, and as this Native American elder told me to use this greasewood plant, and it worked amazing in 24 hours. So we're going to talk about why mustard feels good and why it potentially helps first-degree burns only. All right, so mustard. First of all, as in anything, it's going to help some people, it's not going to help some people, and it can harm some people. So let's get that right out there right away. So for example, mustard seed, and mustard is acidic, about 3.5 pH. So mustard the seed has been crushed up, and some people have taken it and put it on joints, wrapped it really, really tight, left it on there for a long period of time, and this is what happens. And that's pretty excessive. Now again, this is mustard seed. We're talking about wet mustard, yellow mustard, not dry mustard. So yellow mustard is diluted mustard seed, but that is not what gives it its color. Mustard seed is a brownish color. Mustard's color comes from turmeric, which can help with pain. But mustard is about 97.5% water, less than 1.5% turmeric. In turmeric is curcumin, which is spelt right here, and that also has medicinal properties. So why does mustard help? So mustard helps, one, if you put, I don't care if you put ketchup on a first-degree burn. If you put anything on a burn that has that much water in it, it's going to evaporate. When you get a fever, cool water, fan, it evaporates off, cools your body. Same thing with this. You put mustard on there, ketchup, mayonnaise, it's going to cool, it's going to dry in the wind. When you take your mustard cap off, you see that dry, icky stuff on top of that bottle? That's dried mustard. Why does it look like that? Because it's evaporated. So the evaporation process is one part of why mustard helps. The other part could be because of the turmeric. So mustard has helped in decreasing some pain anecdotally, not by studies. It also can cause infection. Now, here's the deal. I've had one case where a burn got infected when a person was putting mustard on it. Did that mustard cause the infection? I can't say that. Just as someone can't say the mustard's going to help in the healing when there's no research, I can't say that one case that mustard caused the infection. Was it before? Was it getting infected before they put some mustard on? Was it after? How much mustard did they put on it? Was there an open wound? Was there not an open wound? So if you're going to use mustard, you want to try it on a first-degree burn, which is like a sunburn, and you want to see if it works. Probably not going to be a problem. I wouldn't use it on children. I wouldn't use it on really elderly individuals. And you definitely don't want to use it on second degree where there's blisters. So, and remember, there are people that, just like I'm passionate about critters and bites and reactions, there are people that are passionate about this stuff. This is 2023. I'm not even seeing naturopaths with studies on, heavy studies with mustard. Not seeing it. There are people passionate about poison ivy. They live, breathe, and eat it every single day and study it. There are people that do the same with this. So just use some common sense. Why isn't that out there? Now, aluminum foil. So what he does is, on Waypoint Survival, on this video, he grabs some yellow mustard and he, like that, just a regular yellow mustard, and he puts it on a burn. And yeah, it'll probably help. because it's going to feel as it evaporates that it's cooling off. But there's no studies that shows that less than 1.5% of turmeric is going to help with the pain that I can find, and I've scoured the research. Then he takes aluminum foil and he talks to you about putting aluminum foil on here and talks about the fact that it's going to help the healing. Again, now there's a lot of research on there that aluminum foil actually does disperse the heat. In fact, in surgical cases, sometimes we will lay aluminum foil light down to help with cooling. It disperses the heat of the body. However, in burns, nothing wrong with putting some aluminum foil around a first-degree burn, even a second-degree burn. But, here it is, only for 15 to 20 minutes. You don't want to occlude this burn longer than that. All wounds have to have air to heal. I'm going to put some of my wound care videos at the end of this video. You do not want to leave the aluminum foil on longer than 15 to 20 minutes. Wound care centers, from east to west and north to south, the bandages they use are either petroleum impregnated gauze, or what they'll use is a Xeroform, which is a non-adhering. And all of those are breathable. So they cover the burn, because definitely you don't want it to get infected. But as it heals, you want to start exposing it to some air. Really important. So speaking of breathable, and the importance of oxygen for wounds, there's tons of research that shows that hyperbaric oxygen chambers help with burn treatment. You're in there, it's 100% O2, you're treating the burn from the inside out, but it just reaffirms that O2 is needed for burn treatment. So what do you do? What do you do with these burns? All right, you're in the outdoors, you're hunting, you're camping, you got a fire, you burn your finger, hopefully it's minimal. What are you going to do? You want to try the mustard? Try it if it's first degree. Second degree, you're going to know you're going to have the blisters. So what you're going to do is cool water. No ice. Ice will vasoconstrict, not a good thing. Ointment. You want to put an ointment on it. If you have in your little bag, like I talked about, it's prescription, it's Silvadene. Don't use it if you're allergic to sulfa. Or you can use bacitracin. We use that all the time for burns, especially on the face. No neosporin, no neomycin. About 10 to 15% of the population is allergic to that. You're going to cover it, okay? So high risk of infection with burns. And then down the road, you're going to open that up to air. And I talk about that in the other videos, how long and why and what are you going to look for. And briefly, if the skin is really white and macerated, then it's been covered too long. If it's really dry and scaly, then it's been open to air too long. It's a fine balance back and forth. All right, Waypoint Survival, that's the guy that does the awesome bushcraft site. Check him out. In the meantime, keep your eyes on the rise and your face to the wind. See you guys next time.